Hi guys, welcome back to YAHWEH'S Perspective. Today I'm with the KOMOJO boys. Please tell us the meaning of KOMOJO.
Wait, sweet. Who are they, the boys?
And like,
Is
what's
that
going on,
boys?
bro?
I be man
is it
now.
KOMOJO men?
We're
Sorry.
men, bro.
Voila.
It's
Tell us
KOMOJO.
what's the meaning.
Just KOMOJO.
Just
That's it.
KOMOJO. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
just
with.
Don't worry
I
about
would like
it.
to say I'm with the KOMOJO.
That's it.
KOMOJO.
KOMOJOs. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
KOMOJOs.
sorry. Yeah, I'm just coming online with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Please tell us what's the meaning of KOMOJO.
KOMOJO. So it's pretty much our initials, right? My name is Kolade Okwemi.
I'm Moses Otiti.
John Ogigwa here.
Okay, so that's where they got the KOMOJO from. So in case you are thinking of how to start your own group name, you can take this initiative and come up with something.
Perhaps, yeah.
We don't want to be seeing what they call flyboys on Instagram. Thank you. You can choose KOMOJO. Okay. I'm sorry for being shady. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start with something fun. If they arrested Okpe, and they told you that they just arrested Okpe, what do you think is offenses?
Who is that question directed to? Me?
You
Both
know.
of you.
Oh, both of us?
Because we already know what he will be arrested for.
What would John be arrested
I was
for?
driving.
It's something with car.
He was driving.
With the car.
He was driving.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's fair.
Makes
That's
sense.
easy.
Okay.
This
Then-
guy,
Though.
I don't know. Okay.
I've
He was
probably
in
never
church.
been
He
arrested.
entered church at the wrong time.
Perhaps, yeah, perhaps.
He entered church when church was closed.
Perhaps he was trying to break in. Yeah. He was trying to seek.
He was trying to seek the Lord.
My father's house.
And then what of Moses?
Moses has been kissing too much.
Oh my God.
To be there, yeah. Public kissing.
Well,
What do you call it? Public was
Public display
indecency.
of whatever it
PDA.
is. Or, actually, I know one. Going to pee somewhere.
hey,
Everywhere he go. Moses must pee.
Was it the deposit?
He always, like, all over the street is deposit is everywhere. So, that could be something.
Oh my God.
Don't call him DNA or something.
Yeah, that could be something. Yeah.
I just think that this episode I'll be laughing.
That's what we went to catch me. Jesus
This
Christ.
was not the plan. Wow. You guys are really outing each other. I love it. I love to see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's public
How did you
knowledge
guys
at this
become friends?
A very good question.
Please do not tell the story.
Please tell
I
the
just get to
story.
make it joy.
Thank you very much. Tell the
John,
story.
by the way, John is the storyteller amongst us, so
Okay.
just so you know.
How long is the podcast for?
That's the
That's the
down part
question.
of it.
Okay, basically, Moses walked into class. Actually, let me just summarize. Otiti came late to school, very much.
Okay.
And yeah, his parents wanted to speak to the teacher after coming late to school.
This was
Wait,
I've never. It was in 2011, and I've never. I was in this class. I've gone to 2 classes already. My parents did not speak.
College.
Yeah,
FIC.
FIC.
To be
International
specific.
college. To be
Okay.
specific. This guy just came into class just for 2 weeks late. I was like, what's going on? And we now have to be on the same bus going home too. So after a couple classes, we're friends. And then I think you guys textbook or something.
Then I sold him a calculus textbook. And then from there,
Yeah.
Sorry, do you know what? There's one thing I've noticed, guys. When people make friends, it's always vague. Like, you sold him textbook.
yeah, so I
I
sold him a
remember
calculus textbook. So
And
I was
then-
working with my friend Sophie. So it was like in our second semester. All right. So I'd done calculus and then he needed the textbook. So I sold it to him. All right. And then I just moved in to res. Right. So residence at SFU. Right. So after I sold it to him, the next day, because it was like the beginning of school, right? I walked in and I saw him in the washroom and I was like, no be I said textbook.
Oh, wow.
And then from
I
there,
can't remember any of
and then from there, we just started talking, right? And then John, because John and I were already friends in our first semester because we took classes together, right? And then when John would come to my room, John would stay over. And then from there, right, we just, like, it was 3 Niger guys on the floor and everything.
Oh, so this friendship actually started in the washroom.
Wow.
Oh my
Tough. Wow. No.
Oh, wow.
No,
No,
As
the
you said,
actual, like, is in the washroom.
He was actually in the washroom.
Wow.
Wow.
And he was blasted.
I can't remember any of this, though.
Number
I
2.
can't remember this. What?
Oh my
Are you
God.
serious though?
Yeah, because you know the funny thing, yeah? So I'm sorry. This might be too much information, right? But then like we used to be on co-ed floors, right? So where guys and girls used to be on the same floor.
Yeah.
So like when you're brushing, right, you can, like, as you're brushing, right? It's like you can see under the stores, right? So like I was brushing, I saw black leg. I was like, okay, there's a nigga in this place.
You cannot tell from the smell of it.
Right? Oh my god. But then, and he walked out, I was like, that's what I was doing, like, you are here. And then from there, like, we just gelled, man.
And then John, your own was on the bus.
Boss. So this guy stopped for my stuff. Actually, no, it was classroom. Then boss. Then I saw him on the same bus. I was like, these guys, we're going with the silver Supra. I won't forget silver Supra, white and
Blue hoodie.
Swag.
Why you guys have so much detail?
I don't forget. I have a picture on my laptop of
I think I actually wore that hoodie when you came to sell the textbook.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was like, I remembered. I was like, who is this? Because I've been here I was here already almost 8 months before they came, right?
Oh, wow.
So when I saw him coming, I was like, this one just came. Like, you could tell when Nigeria just entered Canada, right? I was like, this one just entered town, right?
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting. As in, do you know what? I feel like guys, you will see each other a couple of times and then you start making.
Yeah.
But I think I can see a girl for like a year, but.
Yeah.
You probably won't say anything if nothing happens for us to talk.
It's always organic like that in the sense that as long as we have like something in common, right? Then you can just build from that. And then you see if the person has sense over time, right? And that would then determine how far.
So, yeah, you can confirm your friends. You guys have sense.
Yeah.
No,
this
you don't
Not
know.
really.
You know,
We don't.
Like,
That's how you know.
But then together,
among
your
your
brain is
sense, it's enough.
we'll make it work.
The sense is enough.
That's enough.
together, this sense is enough.
It's enough.
Don't worry. Let's move on. At what point did you guys know that this is for life? I mean, I'm implying that this is for life, right? When did you guys know? At what point?
Interesting.
What event? What happened?
Very
When did
good
you feel
question. I don't know. For me, I would say probably because they were both on res. I was the last one to move on res, I believe, right? So when I moved on res, just that whole, it was almost like Nigeria hostel in a different place with your own freedom and stuff. And then at that point, obviously, you get to pick who you're hanging out with and who you spend most of the time around. And it just kind of gelled for me, it just kind of gelled that this guy, like my two brothers, like I never really had, because my brother is like 7 years younger than me.
Oh, yeah.
But these were like my brothers in my own age, like we just yell anything like and that was how, for me, it was from residence actually for me.
That you knew?
That I was like, yeah.
So you couldn't tell, like, as we're sitting down together?
No, because, like, you know, like I said, you were so silver Supra, bro. I don't know. Just,
in that time too. I don't even know how to answer that, to be honest, because it kind of like just kept going, right? Like it's like it just kept growing and growing. Like the longer like we stayed together, and then like I said on res and everything, like we just found that we started doing things together, right? And like we had the same, well, not exactly the same like hobbies or like interests and whatnot, but like we're able to just gel one way or the other, right? Like and since then it's just
been like that.
No look back.
Do you guys share emotions?
What do you mean share emotions? What do you mean share emotions?
Like, that's very vague, man. Like, what do you mean share emotions?
Like, if something is up, do you share that with your guys?
Oh, yeah.
To what extent?
Well,
because like, are you guys? Have you ever seen? No, wait. No, because Otiti just got married recently, so that would be to like. Have you seen Otiti cry? I wanted to ask, but I'm sure. But have you seen each other cry?
What do you mean? Because
I
I just got married.
When you cried on your wedding day, like when you saw your bride, not for your friends.
No. He's actually, this guy keeps emotion. This guy is very, very,
this guy hard.
This guy is a hard guy.
He's hard.
Oh,
You're bad guy.
He's hard.
But no, this guy, I haven't cried on his wedding day. I think, I remember.
Oh, you cried on his wedding day?
He cried on the track.
Yeah, it was like I was giving my son away, you know.
I think I shared it here at some point in Victoria, like the white wedding, like when they were doing the first reading, that when we were at the garden when we were doing the right? It felt too. It's like this small boy of yesterday.
Exactly.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, because of how long we've been together, right? Just like kind of seeing that happen.
Not being
But back to your question. Sorry. about
Have you
sharing
guys?
emotions.
Have you guys cried with each other? You know what
Like
I'm saying?
three
like
people
everybody
try-
crying.
On top of what's
Right, no.
One person is crying and you're comforting the other person.
And they will start crying too.
You know what our crying is? Well, actually, there's this thing that Basketball said, right? Like, so when guys are actually going through stuff, right? We don't do like, oh, I'm so sorry, John. We'll be like, guy, no worry, we'll go drink. Right? Or guy, no worry. Like, you get, like, we'll just be like, oh, let's go and chill, right?
chill.
Or
Yeah.
let's do something.
That would take
Like,
you out
we'll
of
talk
the-
about it, though.
Yeah.
Right? We'll talk about it. We'll get, like, we'll, like, create.
Get
And
it
it's
out.
when, but then we'll just try to get each other out of that situation first. And then when we're out of it, so like we kind of do this thing where we like go for dinners or like we just go and eat something random or we'll go and do something random. And then when we're there, that's when we actually then bring it up and be like, okay, how can we find a solution? It's never really a case of, oh, you're in pain. I'm going to come and join you in your pain, right? It's how am I going to help you get out of that pain?
So it's more like very like logical, like let's
Exactly.
let's find a solution
Yeah.
rather than okay.
Rather than
wallow in-
like,
So
oh,
you guys, so you guys personally, you don't like. How will I say? You don't wallow in your feelings, like.
Oh, we do. Like,
Oh, we
duh,
do. We
everybody
do.
has
Well,
feelings,
everyone has
right?
feelings. Yeah, we
But
do,
like,
I know.
But
most times, like you said, right, we call it family meeting. So we just call it family meeting.
meeting.
Like we just text like, oh, we're family
wow,
meeting.
I like the
right?
sound of that.
we do.
And then that's
Yeah,
it. Like
family meeting.
once we gather, right? Like we just kind of say whatever it is. In the process of it, so I'm someone that I crack jokes a lot, or I joke a lot
Even when things
like,
are-
really
oh,
crazy.
wow.
That's my own
Dark
this thing,
humor,
right? So
okay.
I would laugh it away, kind of thing, right? So during those meetings, I try not to, but it still happens. Remember, like
Yeah.
yeah.
And they understand, even if
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
we know
they
him.
know it's
Yeah.
not. They know I'm not laughing at them.
them.
I would
Okay,
I would
and-
laugh at the situation, but not necessarily because I'm laughing at them,
At
kind of thing.
them.
But just to kind of like ease things and just to make them,
Feel
like,
better.
feel much better and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's not necessarily like crying. It has to be very deep for like cry fully. But I'm sure that has happened most likely. But
I was going to add to your point, so just because you asked, like with guys, it's a little bit different in making friends as opposed to, but with guys, I can see a guy like 5 times, the conversations will gradually improve,
Okay.
and then we find something common and we vibe, right? Same thing with guys in terms of like dealing with like emotions and stuff, right? I find that for the most part, if he's going through something, right, I'm like, oh, okay, we'll talk about it, right? But the best thing is we can talk about it, we can wallow in it and everything, but we want to be out of whatever it is that we're going through. So that's where we try to come in and throw different things at it and like, do something that takes our mind off it. pretty much, and then
okay.
That's how we get to.
Yeah, makes sense. We cry together, we wallow
Yeah, I kind
together,
of figured
everything
girls,
together.
very nice.
We do that.
Not to
What
get
do you
plenty
what do you
tear
value
ducts.
the most about each other?
Honestly speaking, we all bring different things to the table. That's actually what
Wow.
even makes this even one of the best friendships I've actually had. Like me, I don't know. I think I'm just a joke to be honest with you. But sometimes I don't even know what I'm good at. But sometimes once in a while I will do one or two things I don't even know. This guy is very smart with professional stuff, financial. These guys are both of them are very good financially,
Yeah.
but like they're very. This guy is just a father. He's a father figure.
Oh.
But
I
he's
think
a
that's
good father figure.
He's
You
a
know, a
good
father
father
figure that you can. Otiti is like the older brother I never had because like this
Do
guy
you
is the
even
youngest.
talking? I'm sorry. Do you know I've never heard guys talk about each other like this. That's why anytime you hear me say, just continue just continue the
Yeah, no,
conversation.
this is like the older brother. This is like the younger brother. I didn't really have that's like really close to me in terms of age and stuff, right? So it's
Yeah.
different dynamics. We all bring different
Yeah.
things and make it work.
I think that's it. Like you said, it's more of like I feel like from my own point of view, right? It's like so like you said, Moses is like the daddy of the group, kind of, right? In terms of caretaking, housekeeping, and all that stuff. Like it's the one that like almost sets us straight, kind of thing, in all that kind of regards, right? Me, I guess finances, professional advices, and all that kind of stuff. And then John is just like is the all round. So I feel like I always say like is the one that like
Put it together.
is the guy in the middle that kind of ties everything together, right? So like
okay.
it brings the best of everyone out, kind of thing. Is the one that reaches out also, like it's very social, right?
How
It is.
often do you guys talk? Like, do we
Talk?
Talk.
We talk
Probably
almost
every
every day.
Oh
Most
wow!
likely
You guys
every
have
day.
a group chat.
Well,
Yes,
uh,
we have group chat
man.
on every platform you can
every
think
platform,
of.
yeah, every
Group
platform.
chats
We have a
I
group,
cannot.
yeah.
From like
They
that-
talk every day, guys.
Guy,
They
On
talk
every-
every day.
on every platform. On
That
the-
group
on
chat
every platform,
cannot-
and it cannot
yeah.
see the light of day. Like, that group chat cannot.
The only-
None of the group chats can come
The
outside.
only group chat we actually haven't used WhatsApp in a bit though.
No, we haven't used
No,
WhatsApp.
we haven't used WhatsApp.
iMessage,
iMessage,
Instagram,
Snapchat, Instagram,
and
we have-
Snapchat, pretty much.
And it's
but-
not just memes.
No.
Actual conversation.
Actual
Yeah.
conversation.
Conversation,
Okay,
yeah.
impressive. Me and my friends, you have to do better because all I can see is memes. If it's not if it pass memes, I don't know. Okay, wow, that's good. And let me not lie, I wanted to ask you guys, if there's anything like emotionally like you feel like this person like, how will I say it? I know you said OTT is like the father figure, but like if you need someone to, let's say you need someone to come up to your house right now, in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., who are you calling first?
John.
John.
We do have, I don't drive right now, but we do have the house 3
Like,
a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Otiti will probably not even pick up at 3 a.m.
obviously.
Like, bro, yeah, Joe will probably be the one that will call.
Yeah, okay.
Otiti will not pick up at
Okay.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, I'll still probably come at 3. I'll probably call it. It's at 3 a.m. but,
Yeah.
During the
Yeah,
daytime.
anything
yeah,
after 10.
To be honest,
You will not
it's-
hear.
Yeah, you will not hear.
Is it because you're married? Or
No, before marriage.
Yeah,
like,
from
from
time
the
when
one,
you're
wow.
asleep.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Because I
Hey.
sleep early, wake up
Yeah,
early.
wake up early, wake up
Oh,
early. Yeah. So you're
wow.
calling about 6 a.m.
Yeah, you want to
You call me during the day.
Yeah.
Even during the day, safe.
He's a busy guy.
I'm
Yeah,
a busy
very
guy.
busy guy.
But then I will
we show up.
still show up.
Okay, that's good. Moving on. What advice would you give your younger selves as friends? Like, what would you advise? Like, the younger Kolade, what would you advise the younger Moses and John? Like, what would you guys tell each other?
I would say, so what I would advise myself or advise them
Them, not you yourself. Them.
in about life in general, or like just
Anything,
the friendship
I don't
or
know.
whatnot.
As friends, like, what is one
As
thing? Like,
friends.
yeah.
That's great.
Actually, that's a very interesting question. Personally speaking, as friends, the only thing I would have advised, or actually, but I've already advised him. But the only thing I advised I was always Titi as a primary example. The only thing I advised him was I also told Titi one thing. Titi is someone that has a big heart, and one thing I actually like about Titi is that I don't do, but I should do more of is networking. He's actually a very good networker. So he knows how to network a lot. But in networking, because he has a big heart too, right? It's you could do a lot for someone and expect like just not naturally, just comes naturally, right? Where you just
do
just expect
something.
a certain kind of aggressive. So one thing I've always told him is, Omo, with this life, I don't expect anything from anybody because people do fail at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And not God, right? So that's one thing I always advised him and his younger self. So that's the main advice I would advise him.
It's pulling. Okay. Sorry. We're having some technical issues behind the
Omo,
scenes.
hey.
Don't- They wanted to break John's head. But okay. What about you?
What would I advise?
Maybe what would you advise the younger John? Since they've said something about Moses already. Then Moses tell us about Kolade. What would you advise his younger?
John?
Actually, I have an advice for Kolade too.
Tell us why. Yeah.
Basically, no. Kolade's advice that I'm giving him is similar to Titi in terms of, but Kolade has more. I think he has more boundaries in terms of that. But he laughs a lot he laughs and he can shy away from real conversations. Not real conversations, but just real life issues. He's the one person I know that he can literally something can be going on right now with this guy. But I have zero, or not really zero clue, but you kind of just shy away from it, just put it on the corner and just like which I mean, to be honest, in some instances actually needed, to be honest with you, but in some things to not be there. So I mean, I know I need advice, so I'm waiting for the advice, to be honest. I'm waiting
I guess
it's something that
So that makes sense. What I said. It's more of like open up more. I know that. Like,
open up more exactly.
communicate.
How many years? How long have you guys been friends?
No. We are about 12 years, yeah.
Yeah, 12 years.
Jesus, so that's anniversary.
That's true.
Someone is married
years.
their entire life. Wow, 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
Wow,
old.
okay.
Advice. Let me see. For John, I would say John is someone that one thing I love about John, right? Let me start with that, right? And then I'll tell you how the advice kicks into it, right? Is that like John's someone that he can pick up anything and be a master at it. Like it's something like he has a talent for, whereby like if today John did like, for example, basketball, right? Like when we first came and when we first met and everything, John was like a basketball, like of course we're Nigerian, so we didn't do basketball a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden John was just like, oh, like he actually likes this basketball thing, right? Then he started watching basketball, and all of a sudden he started going to the court himself to go play and everything, right? And like I know why they're laughing at the back, bro. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like now he's like really good at it, right? Like it's he's someone that like if he's determined to do something, right?
Yeah.
Like he can pick up on it and he would do it and he would be good at it, right? But then at the same time, he doesn't do it enough. So the advice I would give him would be like there's some things I'd be like, okay, you started this, right? Like just go through with it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like just follow through and just go through, because I know like if you actually sit down with it and follow through,
Yeah.
like you'll be amazing at
good,
it, because that determination he has. Me, if I don't love something, it's tough for you to like move me to like I might kind of learn the basics of it or whatever, right? But I won't be a pro at it kind of thing. So that's something with me, like I'm like almost jack of all trades. Like I know a bit of everything that would help me survive, but I won't be like a pro at it, right? Or master at it, right? But John is someone that like once he goes into it, right, like he's actually going to go all the way and like he'll get great at it, right? But he doesn't do it enough.
You're right.
So I'll be like, that would be the advice.
I like the way everybody, when they say something, you are agreeing with
No,
it.
he's actually I don't push myself. He's actually very right. I wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
that'll be that.
Okay.
For Moses, I will say, okay, Moses is a very private person. Like, as much as I know John said that, like, so in networks and all that, and is like, it's good at keeping friendships with people from like years, like, and years and years and years. But it's private in the sense that I know there's me, I used to keep things inside and all, right? But not that kind of private. His own privacy is more of like, you won't know Moses is doing something until it's pretty much almost done or done. And then it's almost like a shock to us too, right? We're like, Moses, you did that. And I'm like, bro, like, because they're like, people then, sometimes like people expect that, oh, you should know. Moses is doing this. Exactly. And I'm like, nah, I'm just hearing it as well. Like, the same way you edit it, like, I'm here, kind of thing, right?
Oh, wow.
It got better along as we kept going, right? But like, yeah, if it was an advice, it's like probably a little bit more, not fully like, okay, disclose everything and all that, right? But at least like just general idea of like, okay, this is going on and stuff, right? Kind of thing. That'd be great.
What is your son?
Okay. All right. I'll start with John. It's pretty much similar to what Kolade said, right? But the advice would be that, hey, focus on your strengths. Like, I keep telling John this thing. Like, John, like, there are things that God has gifted John, right? That I know that, like, he has these skills, right? But then, I don't know, like, I feel like when, like, there's skills that John has, that if he follows through on them, I feel that, I don't want to speak for him, but I think it would make him way much better. So, you have strengths that God has given you. So it's like God has blessed your hands. Yeah. Right? Then you have the things you work on by yourself, right? It's like you have grown, like you have like harness skills, like even in terms of work, right? Like you have these things that you have started gaining, but then like there's this thing that God has given you, right? If you attach both of them together, you are powerful. Like you are where you want to be, right? I don't know if it's like, and it falls into different pockets, right? And I'm just thinking like, John, I'm like, are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Right? It's like, but then like, in friendship as well, it's also, I will give you the nudge, but I'm not going to force you to do it, right? Because if I force you to do it and you don't like it, then it's going to be like, oh, guy, you told me to do this thing, right? And now I'm miserable for it, right? It's like, because like, I obviously don't want that, right? But then I know that if he's in a good place, right? All the best I can do for him is be patient and help him to get where he needs to get to, right? So focus on your strengths. That's pretty much mine to John, right? Yeah. Okay, for Kolade,
I'm sorry, I even wanted to ask, how do you keep your face when you're advising? Do you like
you listen.
You just listen.
No, you have to listen. Like, and that's the thing, right?
Name that listen.
You hacking.
So for Kolade, I think Kolade and I too are very alike, right? Like in terms of like communication, right? Like because a problem half shared is a problem half solved, right? It's like, tell me, and I can find a way to help you, right? It's like the faster you tell me, the faster I know how I can help you. If I don't know, like, and if I don't know, I can't help you, right? Like, so I feel that, I mean, everyone says this, almost, tell me every time, communicate. Everybody has to communicate better, right? Like, because you never know what the other person has to offer.
Yeah.
Right? And which is one good thing about us, right? Because like those family meetings as well, like when we come together, like I can tell you that there's nothing I've done that these guys won't know. Like, be it like the good things, like even though sometimes, yes, I might form, like I won't talk early enough, right? But they will still know. Eventually. It may come late, right? But then they will still know. The good, the bad, the great, the little, they know. Right? So I would just say like we just keep communicating, and that's one of the best things of our friendship, right? It's like we tell each other like, even though we are down bad, like, and there's no judgment. Like we have like there have been horrible times and there's no judgment. That's one of the things that still keeps us strong.
Yeah.
Right? So like, yeah.
Oh wow, that's good. Even me, I'm taking it. So I was not writing, but I was taking it up there.
You pay for all no pay.
Free advice. What is one tradition that has kept your friendship going? Like something you guys do?
A bunch of things we do. Yeah, a bunch of things we do. But one thing I actually do enjoy is trips with these guys. Like, besides like our regular, like we say, want to go to like do an activity or like go for dinner or something. But the trips, the yearly, I think at some point it was yearly. At some point it's like every 2 years or something. We always go somewhere together, and that just brings different like. We know we are going to vacation or we're going to enjoy, but like it's a childish version of ourselves. Like we don't lose that. We don't lose that.
Away from responsibilities, just like away from people, pretty much. Just
there's the fourth one. There's the fourth one.
But yeah.
Oh,
the baby one.
Oh, that's wow. Baby boy. Oh wow, I didn't know. Why did Komojo? Where did you?
No, the baby one came after.
It's not. It's not part of the Komojo officially.
Okay. It's like next generation.
Exactly. Gen Z Komojo.
This is the one that keeps us young.
Keeps us young.
Keeps us young. And also actually makes us proud too.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's good. That's good.
Because when you look at him, right, you actually don't know.
You don't know.
Like you don't know that he's actually that young.
Like way younger than us.
Okay. That's
good. Keeps us going.
Oh, so you guys, you guys must be proud big brothers. Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very nice.
But yeah, like with the traveling, like I said, there's one tradition we kind of keep doing every time. we usually have like weekends where we just meet and play FIFA, or weekend watch Premier League games and stuff like that.
Do you guys support the same
Hell
team?
no,
They're all
God
different teams.
God
All
forbid
different.
bad team.
Can you relax now?
No, wait.
These guys go through a
forbid.
lot.
How do you guys support different teams and then
Actually,
I'm
that's
trying
what
to
makes
yab
it
each other?
It makes
No,
it-
bro,
makes it
Saturday.
spicy. It makes it
So
spicy.
someone
Makes
right
it
now,
spicy.
this chair right
Can
now
you-
is going
It's
through
going
a
through a
whole
lot.
lot. A whole lot.
It's going through a lot.
Talking about my team.
But you know what happens? That's when you're supporting devils. Like when you decide that it's the devil you want to support, right?
You see, I just quiet.
And
Yeah.
Gabriel will come and will spray you water
And then so you're
Oh my
Manchester.
goodness.
So I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm rooting for the.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay.
okay. I
Yeah,
accept
so,
it.
but
It's
you know,
fine.
it
That's
is what it
your
is. But yeah.
strength.
That's what it is.
That is your strength.
Me.
What team are you supporting?
I'm a Tottenham fan.
Okay.
That sounds weird.
I
but
don't
okay.
know.
Boys, let's go. It's like that's the thing, right? It's like it's a like growing up, I supported Barcelona, right? But then like you know how when you become an adult, there's you can still continue in Barcelona, right? I mean, you can still continue the club of your younger days, right?
Yeah.
But there's something that like if you key in, right, you are stuck with it, whether they are up or whether they are down. Right? It's like and like some people is the players, right?
Yeah.
So like for him now, he's supposed the other guy on the other side of London,
If they burn
which
you,
we don't like.
Speak it.
Which
Speak
you don't
it.
like.
Speak with your chest.
Who is that?
Speaking
Oh,
of-
me, yeah, guys, right? It's like they think that they are running London, right? But like it's not the ones that wearing blue because those ones are down bad, right?
Yeah.
We'll not kick a dog that is down, right? So
I'm not ready for this one. the more you want to start.
so the Chelsea fans will not kick them down, right? But the other small boys in London, ooh.
I can't believe you're saying this, but you know what? It's fine.
call your boys small boys.
It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Why I'm saying that is because if I start,
You need to see the memes he sends me. Is that
because the funny thing is, when you ask the question like, "What would they arrest me for?" Right? I thought this was what they were going to say, like me defending Arsenal. I really thought
Is
that.
that
So
what
I really thought someone was going to say that
they can
because
ask him for
if
that,
we
to be
start
honest
it
with you.
here,
And,
like it's just. But
I'm
you know
not
what?
gonna finish it though.
Oh
You know
wow.
what? I'm in a good place.
okay.
We've been
You're
in
in a good place.
we've been in a good place for the past 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
For actually 3 years.
3 years.
3
Wow,
years.
Get it right.
But
Extending
the
it
guy,
to- extending
but the
it.
guy that is talking, right? No, not the devil one, right? The other one, right?
Everyone.
the Lily White? When Lily White?
You should ask him when what
This
his
is
team
the devil
has
went
done.
on black. I really
Man,
can't.
I'm watch you. I'm angel.
But yeah, that makes the weekend fun though, because then it's like
yeah.
we pretty much wake up to watch the other team play and lose, so we can banter.
See, I
them
was
all
waiting for
weekend.
Arsenal to lose today.
Also, another thing that
God
he
knows.
actually does help with is prayer too. Actually, we do pray together sometimes
Oh,
too.
okay.
And it's actually like, for example, the one before the wedding. That was actually really. I actually like that one. I look forward to that one. So that was really good.
That's courtesy of the
Wow.
wifey.
Yeah.
Before
The
wedding.
wifey?
Yeah, she kind of brought
She
it
brought
up
it
a
up.
bit.
Oh, that's so
Shout out to
nice.
the
Oh
wifey.
wow.
Shout out to the wifey.
Shout out to the wifey.
The other
Wifey's
man
behind
there.
the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. How did you wait? Do you know this was not planned, but it just came to my mind now. How did you guys feel when your guy told you he was getting married?
Yo, it was actually on one of the trips. It was on.
Yeah, it was on our
one
trip
of our
last year.
trip
Oh,
last year.
was it? Last. Well, it was last year.
Whatever. The year before last year.
It was last year. It was last year.
Last
actually.
year?
Was he? Was
Was
it
it not this year?
No,
Was
when
it
was Calvary?
This year, right?
Last year. Can't be
Yeah,
this.
Calgary was
Last year.
right? So last year, yes, on our trip last year, we went to Calgary, and he just brought it up.
He just
Like I
brought
said,
it up.
like
We're-
out of the blues, right? It was just like,
between-
oh, I've ordered ring, and I was like,
That's
that's what we're kind of talking about, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how do
it
you order
doesn't-
the
it
ring?
doesn't-
Like,
okay,
like, the
wait,
ring
wait,
already
wait.
almost
No, wait,
arrived before
wait,
you
wait,
tell
wait,
us what
wait,
you're
wait,
getting.
wait.
You
Wait.
want to be sure. You want to be sure that this is
No,
what he
he was
was
already
doing.
when he was wearing the ring. Was already shocked.
Bro, he already ordered ring. Ring already on the way.
Okay, wait. Okay, I think the first time I remember actually telling them that I'm actually going to get married to her was we were in the car, we were driving downtown, we were around that Costco area, and we actually talked about it.
Costco way.
So, where like by Stadium Chinatown, by BC Place area, right? So we're actually in the car. I was sitting in the back seat, and we're actually just gisting. And I was like, "Oh, guys, I'm actually thinking of getting married." And they were like surprised at everything. So that was the first time. But then it was not like a hard
I just mentioned it.
You know that's something like
soft launch. Soft launch.
Soft launch.
Just random mention.
So you might not deep enough. You guys smart. So
of course we knew it was going to come at some point. Like, it's not as if like we did not know that.
But it was just shocking.
But like the time he told us officially
from that to by the way,
I ordered drink. I was like, but it was amazing though. Like I was surprised. Like I think I probably laughed.
Oh,
but like,
I
was like, bro, like, but to be honest, like it still felt so unreal, like throughout, even to like
it still feels unreal actually.
Like, yeah, like even to when like a day before the wedding was probably when I actually dipped in that. This dude is getting married tomorrow. Yeah. Even after we bought all the Ashebi and everything, like it was the day before. I was like, oh god, he's actually like he's actually getting married, right? Like, and it's sometimes when I see them now, I still like it takes a second to actually process that, like, oh yeah, this is not girlfriend, this is actually wife.
Wife.
But no, but it was great though. It was great knowing, and just kind of just like I said, young boy of yesterday.
Baby boy.
He's not a big man. Don't worry.
Big man. I'm still growing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Where they go?
Only grow wide though. You have to.
No. I go wide. I got it. Sure. Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
What is the funniest memory you have of each other?
A lot of them. But funniest memory.
See that kind of question that you're supposed to say to us before.
Yeah, beforehand.
Give us script.
Guy, 12 years, bro. Like, remember when Boku died?
Do you know how
like,
many?
I can't even think of what is.
Guy, I have had some
like,
wild moments.
Like, I can't even think of like funniest.
Like,
to be honest. Like,
I know one.
Because it's too much.
So one of the wildest ones was John and I. Elevator.
And it came to my mind, but I was like, it's the memory I have for both of them, but I wasn't there.
But he was not there, right? So when we're on res, right? So I used to do this thing where like, okay, we get to the elevator, right? And as the elevator is about to close, I'll put my hand until we just open back up again. Yeah. So there was this day. So sometimes I'll use my leg, right? And I was wearing slides that day. So I put my leg and the thing refused to go back up. No. The thing carried. So the thing closed with my leg, right? The thing now, I was able to slip my leg out. The thing now carried the slippers up. That's when I jammed it. Guy, we were there.
Like 3 hours.
And we had class.
We missed class.
Guy. You know what? I think John was eating. We have a picture. John was eating banana.
I was eating banana.
Because we actually just came back from dining, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'll not forget. Yeah.
That's for John.
What was your reaction to?
My guy, I could not believe it because he always does it. You know when somebody always does something and you just go that one time.
I never did it again. Yeah. I never did it again.
Oh my!
This is the funniest memory.
Any other one?
For me, it's funny memories with Kolade. But one of the he probably doesn't even know this. One of the reactions we used to live together in two different places, but in the second place in Burnaby. I used to go to Quantlin at the time, and then we were doing in SFP. And so I came back home one day, right? And living in the house with two people, right? It's beautiful because then you kind of know everyone's routine and like where they are, where they are not, kind of thing, right? So I came back home, house is dark, black. I looked outside, nobody's car, because I drove in. I looked at nobody's car is outside. Okay, we're chilling. Okay, that's fine. Only for me to go to my room and set up. I want to watch one TV show. I was hearing some noises. This guy is still sleeping in bed. So I was waking up. I was like, Jaffa, who took your car? What's going on? He said, my car is outside. I said, it's done. So apparently his car got towed. I didn't know. It was deep in sleep.
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
When God, man, not God. God does not punish. But like, bro, I missed class. I was supposed to be in class technically, right? Yeah, but the sleep that was keep me that day, right? I was just like, man, I'm not going for this class, man. So I just passed out.
I did.
I mean that I packed my car away.
His reaction to the car was also
I was so confused. I was like, where's your car? I was like, my car is outside. Like, why are you asking? Like, why do you come to the house and ask me where's my car? Like, what kind of question is that, right?
You didn't know your car.
Bro, I cannot go far, man.
Wow. Anything from you, Kolade?
I don't know how to think of that.
I have one for him. So when this was on rest too, right? So yeah. So I think maybe during your time too, maybe we still had it. So before, right, when you start, as you begin the semester, you have a card, right? You have a card for you have a card like for the dining, right? But then it's loaded with money, right? So you get to buy the food, right? So it's not like it would go run. Your money can finish. Yeah, that's what pretty much it meant, right?
Finished 20 times.
So, guy, in that like second, third semester of us being in college, right? Then school ended, right? Oh yeah, now we had 2 weeks break because of we're international students. We can't go back home, right? So we stay on res. Popsy was like, money has finished. I'm not sending you anything. Well, beginning of semester, I will send you money. I was like, so what do you want me to do? I was like, you figure it out. So I went to, and Kolade's money to finish at the same time. Remember, we were on the same floor, right? Yeah. Kolade's money finished too. What we now did, right? We went to dollar store. We went to buy noodles. Guy, we bought noodles, bought sausage, and we bought tangy drinks, right? The ones that you shit that is powder, right? You now put water inside.
Yeah. We now bought the ceramic bowl. Big ceramic.
We now bought bowl, right? So, guy, we will now be making noodles, right? So we'll sleep to like late in the day, right? So we'll sleep to like 11, 12, right? Then we'll now eat. So we'll sleep in, so we'll not have breakfast, right? Yeah. So that then when we now eat, right? We'll now eat the Indomie. Because I think he still had, because it was Mr. Noodles, right? Mr. Noodles, so it was Mr. Noodles. So we'll now make the Mr. Noodles, make sausage inside microwave, we chop, right? Then we'll not do anything, no football. We'll just go back to our room, just watching TV show. So that, because if you burn energy, you are going to get hungry. Yes. God. Sometimes he had more money, right? So sometimes he may be adding sardine. I was just I
blame the Canadian government.
It's
because that time we were not allowed to work when we were in school. Right? You had to get like a whole different work permit kind of thing, right? And to get that, I think you have to be done with school in your final year or whatever, right? Yeah. And like now that it's kind of
now they don't do 20 hours a week. So.
Yeah, that time you couldn't do anything. So that time it's solely like parents' money. If your parents tell you that it is what it is.
Wow. So you guys lived on microwave noodles for 2 weeks?
Pretty much. Very much our sodium level. It went all the way up.
I cannot.
Oh my god.
That was one of the things that made me add weight safe. That one.
It was protein.
I did protein
That time there. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're coming to the end though. How do you guys undo conflict?
We talk. We actually talk. We talk it out, and the reason why I like these guys is we are all smart guys, but these guys are actually 2 smart people. So we kind of understand. Like I said earlier, there's no judgment. So like, again, anything bad, horrible, good, ugly, whatever it is, they know. So we have a no judgment zone where it's like a safe space where you just get to it. So if there's conflict, there's always a side. Someone's feeling some, and we handle. Sometimes there might be space, there might be time, whatever. Just depends on whatever happens. But we actually logically talk it, and we've actually beautifully gotten through many tough times, and it's wonderful to see that we actually
we've not thrown punch, so that's good.
Yeah, you don't throw punch.
Never.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah, that's like, to be honest, right? Because like even like, and for us, right? Like we all do. So if you look at us, right? Like sometimes it's be like you guys are the same people. Right? It's like when you see us, right? It's like sometimes like if you see us from outside, I'm sure like my wife will also know too, right? Like she sees it sometimes because she'll be like, oh yeah, like
it's time my wife.
My God, you know, sorry.
But brother, you have faith. Talk it.
Yes.
Talk.
Well, like she'll be like, oh my God, like you guys are the same people, right? Because we pretty much have the same mindset, the same mentality, right? It's like, because okay, we're angry, right? Or someone pisses you off, right? We don't talk out of anger. We try our best not to talk out of anger, right? We would shut up, right? Actually try our best to see it from your angle, see it from our angle, and then we're like, okay, then we communicate it to you that this is what you did, right? And this is why I'm angry at you, right? Then the other person will be like, no vex, right? And you know, guys, right? It's like we're like, we say worry you, I better forget, Jerry. You get, right? So like, you know, like, and that kind of thing is like, it's not as if we just let it slide. We will tell you like, oh, this happened and I didn't like it, right? Or guy, why do you not wash plate? Oh my God, join us.
I've never lived
I
together.
used to wash plate, but guess what? Guess what? Now,
Wow.
I've lived there for a while, but guess what? Now, I actually do wash. I'm the one that I'm not the place washer in my house now. I'm actually the place washer.
Of course, who wash your plate with you?
No. I'm the place washer. I live with my sister.
I think it's probably a lot of the conflicts would have been like when we first started living together.
Yeah.
Like just
the
difference
that
in
opens up
like I
a
said,
lot,
this guy was like a clean freak for
Was
no
a clean
reason,
freak.
right?
Oh.
Like it's not like everybody. It's not like we're dirty. No, like no, because there are levels to like this being clean thing, right?
Yeah.
Or being neat, rather not clean. Neat is the
Yeah.
word, right? Like so, it's almost like OCD kind of neat. But like me, I can leave a cup on the table, right, and let it slide it tomorrow, and then I'll go carry my cup and do whatever, right? He cannot do that, right? Or like you said, wash plates. Like, bro, I just finished it. Why you tell him to wash plates immediately? Like, it's not my house. Like, I can leave the place for a couple hours. I'll go back and go and wash it, right? Like,
But it's
why you
like
tell him to wash
dead.
it immediately there and there, right? And the things that like, rather than so after a while, right? I guess he just knew that we did not send anymore. So he would just squeeze face and then go and wash it, and he would just squeeze face all night. And we know why he's squeezing face. So we will not just send. Like when you are done squeezing your face, right? You come out of your room and come and smile again. He has no choice. After a couple hours of squeezing face, we'll come out and come and talk. Because he knows at that point we did not send him anymore, right? At the beginning time we were like, oh, okay, and then watch his feelings and all that stuff. After that, just like, then you'll be fine, man.
I have a lot of feelings.
Like, after that, we're just like,
Oh my God.
we just say, oh, it's on his period again. Or,
What?
I shouldn't be saying that, but and then just like you get out of it after a while. So yeah, I think that was when like the early stages where we started. That was when like a lot of conflicts were like and there, but other than that,
we
we
don't see
don't.
each other pretty quickly though.
Yeah, okay. That's good. I was thinking you guys are really good. You guys are good.
Say we're good.
Yeah, you're good. Because like, some guys they were like, I don't know if people can ever come back from actually being physically violent with each other. Actually, I don't know.
I don't even like fight. I don't even know how to fight. Let's even
no.
start with that one. Like, bro, so if you come and fight,
say-
like, why are you fighting me? Like, what's wrong with you?
Like,
I think I'll just laugh. I will
we
just
never,
laugh
we
and
never.
finish.
We've actually never.
But him. There was a day we wanted to fight. I was like, I said I physically carried
Yeah,
John
that's true.
out of that place.
I John
Because, like,
there was
John-
a phase of his life that
Oh,
it was
man.
anger. He had anger issues. One phase of his life that he had
So why
outbursts.
scatter somebody's
Bro,
head?
we had all these old
Yeah,
John.
John.
In my
Yeah,
olden days, those days are fast.
Yeah, he had a phase. It was a short stint, but it was. But not amongst us though. Like
Yeah.
we just like
Not-
fight people outside. Right?
So this guy is like my personal bodyguard. Come
That's
and
a bit like-
jacked me up. I did not go anywhere. In fact, when he jacked the person up too. The person could not move. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's good. Wow, you guys actually gave more than I thought they would give. Let's be very honest. I was like, sometimes you have to shake. Some guys you have to shake them. Maybe it's because you guys are together.
We can shake you now if you
Alright,
want.
I'm sure your producer already told you that they might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
You guys don't want to go straight forward, but
Oh,
you
no,
guys,
I
But I
you
feel
guys,
like,
wow.
I feel like we've just got to the point where like it's more than friendship now, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just like brothers
Family.
pretty
Yeah,
much,
brothers.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's not
What do you want to know?
like it's
Yeah,
not
what
it's
do you
nothing
want
it's
to
nothing
know?
new kind of thing. Like
It's good.
there's no secret per se
Yeah.
in that, right? Like you said, we could be private at times, but at the end of the day, it still kind of comes to the family meeting one way or the other, right?
Family
Like,
meeting.
it might take a while,
Yeah.
but it still comes there. So like, there's nothing to really. But 12 years is not being so guy. That's
not
the
being-
whole
Yeah.
of
And-
that's
and
primary
another-
school. That's primary and secondary school joined together in Nigeria.
Another thing that even helps us going to is we actually wish each other well. Like we are happy to see the other person. Like this guy got both of them actually got new jobs, and I was like, yo, this guy got married. I'm like, man, I can't. I didn't even tend to cry that day. I did. I don't know, it was random.
He was
I
just talking.
I was just talking. I was like,
And it's just like coming
I
out.
was like, I could not even stop it. That was even the worst part. So I was like, It was very funny though. But yeah,
Wow.
It's a lot of
a
emotion.
lot of emotion.
Like one thing that Jones dad told us like when we were very young, right? It's like it still stays with me to today, right? It's like he's like there are two things that can come between friendship. And he was like, you have to be very careful about that, right? One is money, and second thing is women.
Women
Right?
matter.
And I can tell you, they have come.
Wow.
They have come and they came strong, right? But then like we just want like it's just God that like said, you know what, the friendship will prevail, the friendship will live, right? Because you know there were tough times, but then like you know you pray, and that's the good thing about prayers, right? It's like so there's this prayer I also pray that you know what, like God like soften my heart so I can hear, right? Because when you're angry, your heart is hard,
Yeah, your heart's hardened.
right? So you know sometimes it's just like God, like in everything I'm going through, right? I'm just like God, please soften my heart so I can hear what you have to say, right? And that way, like before I know it, that anger is gone. Whatever I'm feeling is gone. I'm just like, okay, let's go, we move, right? So
men, they say women and money. Those are
And
the
it's-
two things.
No. I funny thing is looking back at life. You said that thing. It actually came to me last week. At some point last week, I thought about it. I was like, oh, no, I'm not even with this. Like, I've gotten a different friend or something, and I was like, my dad actually really said this thing, and I was like, wow, it's actually the truth. Like most guys, if guys do get along, the advice I can give you is those are the only two. For the most part, you can have, and the best part about friendships is disagreements and arguments actually make you kind of stronger. It doesn't matter because if you might have your own beliefs, I respect your beliefs, you respect my beliefs, and so on and so forth. Like, or you might support your own team or whatever the case may be. But in terms of the real, what actually gets to you, those two things, and once they are sorted out and you have that,
You're good.
and sorry, you know the last thing is also knowing the line,
Oh yeah.
right? It's like there are just some lines you don't cross, right? It's like so even in your anger, right? There's just some because it's about love too, right? Because like you have the part, you know everything. Like do you understand? Like you like we have been together for so long that you know what can destroy each other.
yeah.
Right? You know what you will say that you know what you just Kolade will just carry his things down and say, I'm leaving this place. Right? But then like it's that love that says that holds you from crossing that line, right? Like it's that love that makes you be like, you know what, I'm not going to cross this line, right? And like sometimes like yes, you do cross it, right? Out of like, you know, stupidity and all of that, right? Because things do happen, right? But then it's like, how do you come back from that? Right? And then, you know, you pray to God that your heart is soft, your heart is soft, and you will hear.
English.
You know the heart.
It's not first language.
I tell you, man.
But that's good. I like the way you are even advising the other guys. So guys that are listening, you guys should hear. This is 12 years. 12 years of why are you laughing? Kolade, I don't want this laugh. You know now I can't even trust your laugh. When you're laughing, I say, oh guys, that's how you feel. But wow, this is actually 12 years. Our producer is asking us that we should flesh that more. Like, what do you think are the three most important things that have made your friendship work? You should flesh that more. You want to hear more?
3 things that have made the friendship.
Yeah, so guys can find this very helpful for their own friendships or
Say 3 things individually. Say 1 thing individually.
Yeah, I think respecting the differences is what I would say, right? Like it's like we've grown so much over 12 years, like we said, right? We started as like teenagers pretty much, right? And the growth has taken us to different places. Like we grew at different speeds, we were at different phases at different times, not all together. Like I could be in phase 1, Otis could be in 2, John could be in 3, or vice versa, whatever, right? Kind of thing, right? But so because of that, like the way of thinking can be different in some aspects, in some regards, right? Or where you're at in life is just different, right? So just respecting the differences, like, and embracing it as well. It's like, oh, if this person is doing something you don't like, generally or whatnot, right? Like you you correct it with love. It's not you don't judge the person. You respect it, right? Like if someone is having this mindset at this moment, even if you don't agree to that mindset, even if you don't sign up to that mindset, you still respect it. Like you just don't tear the person down or cancel the person in quote because of that, right? Kind of thing. So like just respecting the differences in opinion, differences in phases of life, differences in mindset and thinking, pretty much.
And location. This guy is far.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You want to talk?
You were more. I was telling my coworker bought a place close to your place. I told you, right, McCollum. And we were talking on Friday, actually this last week on Friday. I was like, yeah, I've not been in Abbotsford since this guy moved out of Abbotsford.
This guy took us all the way from Abbotsford to Richmond, right? 71 kilometers. I still remember, like, do you know how long of a drive? Like, it's like I'm living town. I'm traveling, like, I'm
traveling through 3 cities.
71 kilometers just to go see this guy. So most of the time, and the traffic back, oh my God. Highway 91, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, on Sundays. Because when we go see, right, mostly weekends, just spend the whole weekend there, right? Because ain't nobody driving 71 kilometers one way just to come back again 71 kilometers the same day. So like going on, I'll probably go maybe on Friday or Saturday and then coming back on traffic. Oh my, I love it. But yeah, respecting
1 kilometer is not being
respecting the differences in mind. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you.
So each person's giving one.
Yeah.
For me, I would say catering to them. I believe
Daddy. Yeah. You sound very fatherly.
I am very fatherly, right? It's like I feel like one thing is like if they tell me what they need, I would do my best to be there for them. Right? It's like I would not like, and that's the thing, right? Like for me, it's just tell me what you need. I'll make it happen. Right? It's like if
sugar daddy.
I'll start telling you what I need. I'll start telling you what I need.
Sugar daddy's gonna make it happen.
But then, like, do you understand? Like, and it's not fun, like it's not like, and that's the thing, right? Like, because I'm like, so when they come over, right? It's like because like usually like sometimes like they will come over to my place and like like for the sleepovers, right? Because that's another thing we do sleepovers, right? So they come over and then. Like, I'm the one that would cook, right? Like, I would cook and everything, like, and like sometimes, like, when I show, like, when like they're showing people, they're like, only you is making all of these things for, right? I was like, yeah, like, because like, I love doing that, right? It's like, I love catering to my friends. Like, I like being there for them. I like, okay, I make something and they're like, oh my God, like, I really enjoyed this, right? So, like, when like, because they were at my place yesterday, right? It's like, we did a housewarming and like, like, do you understand? Like, and that's the thing, right? Like,
focus.
My sister was, and like, they kept on saying yesterday. They kept on saying that, like, oh, like Zina and I, like, we're meant for each other, right? It's like because we are the same people, right? It's like we like that. Like, those are things that we enjoy because, like in friends, like we love the acts of service, right? Like we love to show you that okay, this is how much you mean to me, and this is how much I am willing to show that to you, right? Like. They don't make me feel awkward about it. They don't make me feel like, oh, who sent you? Right? It's like, so if I do something, right, it's like, oh, who sent you? Right? It's like, like, and then like, you always show up, right? It's like, you have to show up. Like, if it's grad, you have to show up. If it's someone bought a new car, the car will visit everybody's house.
Oh, wow.
Like when he bought his car, he brought the car to Abbotsford. Right? Do you understand? Like you have to show up, right? I think if you cannot do that, I'm sorry, but your friendship is going to suffer.
Yeah, 100%. My own point actually cuts across your points. Actually, it combines both together, which is kind of selfless, or actually someone that you are calling your true ride or die, your friends or whatever. It's kind of like you become selfless. You become you put yourself at the backseat in certain, or let me say sometimes, most times, whatever the case may be. But you're ready to take inconvenience, or even like you have what I'm looking for exactly. Not coming to mind right now, but you almost like yourself is just at the backseat. You're doing stuff is similar to what I said, but you're doing whatever you're doing is out of love for
Love
this
for them,
person.
yeah.
You're not thinking of, oh, you know what? Oh, I want to. Oh, I rather do this. I rather do that. I rather
What
be-
about
It's
me?
compromise.
No, no,
Doesn't matter how
It doesn't matter.
inconvenient
That's
it is.
and you are happy doing it. That's where it's. Oh, my God, I'm happy. What's that?
Yeah.
OTT wanted.
It might be inconvenient.
It might be inconvenient.
Yeah, so it's
And
not
you-
always
but you
comfortable.
will squeeze face at the beginning, but then
But-
because I squeeze. Yeah, you can't. They stress me sometimes. I'll straight up.
These guys make me hike.
These guys like to hike.
Oh my god.
Around with the ground.
I mean, Grass Grind was mine. That was the only hike I actually ever said because I just wanted to tick it off my bucket list.
Yeah.
But every other hike, I'm like, why?
Yeah, so no matter how inconvenient it is, right? Like you squeeze face at the beginning, but then you're with your guys. So after a while,
Yeah,
it's just like,
see,
it is what it
yeah.
is. Like you like you said, selfless. But yes.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys, these are wise men, and they have dropped some nuggets. So please,
Oh.
hope you are taking notes. So, because even with female friendships, I think you should come and take notes from these guys too. Because like,
We can table female friendship now if you want to at the same breath.
Yeah, guys, John, those
Please,
times we
so-
cannot
John,
finish.
are you
Let's-
I'm joking.
let's
I'm
be calm.
joking.
Because we will not leave here.
it does not look like it.
But
No.
I was gonna say one thing though. It's like at the end of it all, right? Like it sounds like all good and stuff, but it's not always
Not always,
rosy,
yeah,
right?
it's
To
not
be honest, right? Like you said, it's a lot of work, hard work as well. Right?
Yeah,
There are times, like I said, there are times where you just don't feel like it. Like there are times where it feels like it's a lot of work, but when you just think about the love at the end of it all, right? Or even just the person's. There are times where like you might not even feel like, oh, the person appreciated what you did or something, right? Like it happens sometimes. Like there
Yeah.
are times you do something, you be like, oh, I didn't feel like this person appreciated it or something, right?
yeah.
But then you know they did. Like maybe you're just expecting something more or
More,
whatnot, right?
yeah.
So like it's not always rosy. There are times where you can be in your feelings about something that happened that you shouldn't be or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, it's just the backbone of it all, right? It's just the love that we share and knowing that I don't know if they can die for me, Sha, but just knowing that,
Maybe one leg.
yeah,
Say one thing.
My
Yeah.
left leg, you know my leg. I
Yeah,
am
your
righty.
left
yeah, just knowing that at least I can call them and
Yeah,
they would
turn
show up.
Yeah,
They will most likely
Oh,
show up. So yeah, just
that's good.
yeah.
Any other words from you guys?
No man, love.
In it.
Love.
In a bit.
That's it.
Oh my God, I'm done. I just wanted to read this passage from Proverbs 18 verse 24 that says, "There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother." And this is
Brother me.
12 years of brotherhood,
Brotherhood,
and yeah, super. It was super nice to be invited into the family meeting of the KOMOJOS.
Thank you.
And yeah, this
Next
is
time
nice.
you pay to enter.
Next time we charge a fee.
Don't worry, the
very-
Lord will provide the money. We will afford it.
It's very
We will.
hard to actually get into our meetings.
Yeah, you see, we got first class, first class entry. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, and see you on our next one. Say
Thanks for
bye.
having us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks for having
Sign
us.
out
Bye.
with peace and joy and love and all of the above.
All of the above.
We wish you all the best in your friendship.
Yay.
Aw.
Well done. It's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you guys. You guys are so good.